I don't really pay no mind to it. This is who I've been my whole life naturally. So, um, as I as I come in the building every day, I feel obligated to stand for something and make sure that things go a certain way if we're gonna be great and if I'm gonna add value to what I'm doing. So I just try to do that every day to the best of my abilities, learn from my teammates, coach them, push them, they do the same for me. It's cool that people notice it and they tag it with that kind of nickname. I guess it's an honor too. I mean, you feel me? Peyton Manning, he's that guy, you know. So anytime you get some praise like that, it's something to hold near to. But I don't really sweat about that. I just try to do my job though. But it's cool though. Um, long-winded answer, so be ready. But my whole life I've been introverted. I'm very shy. I don't have a lot of friends. I've always been very quiet. Like outside of football, I don't it's hard for me to be around people and speak to people and be interactive. Like it's just not natural for me. Um, but my whole life, I never played football when I was in New Orleans. We didn't have the money for it. So I started playing football when I moved out here in seventh and eighth grade, and I was on C team. I was really bad at my first time playing ball. As I got into high school and I started working out and training and everything, I would see things going on in the workout. I would see things going on in practice that I wanted to say, but I didn't have the confidence to stand and say it because I didn't feel like my words carried any value because I was the dude who just started playing ball. They've been playing their whole life. They're better than me. I'm behind them. What can I say that's going to lead them? But I started just people gravitate to me. I make relationships and they're usually pretty genuine. And as that happens, I would say something and it would stick and it would go. And I always felt inside of me that that was something that I could do. And I always felt like I was standing for something. My friends would want to go do this. I wanted to go do something else. I always felt different in that regard. Football kind of just gave me an avenue to really stand on what I believe in and really push for something that many people know what to do, but a lot of it's hard. The hardest things in life to do are the things that you know you should do. You know what I mean? That those are the hardest things to do and stick to. And these are the things that naturally I just see. And oh man, we can do this a little better. Hand placement can be this, steps can be that. We got to get off the field, but we got to speak to each other in a more positive way, a more edifying, like just different things like that I think of naturally. And so when it comes to football, man, my coaches gave me that. Coach Drew Sabota, he's at Alabama right now, special teams coordinator. He was my high school head coach. I love him like a dad, man. Michael Troutman, you know, Steve Powers, you feel me? Adrian Mitchell, you know, Lonnie Madison played DN at A&M. He's at College Park High School right here in the Woodlands. These men told me, like, we understand what you're doing. We see how you work every day. Don't be ashamed to stand up and do that, man. You have it in you and it's natural. Go speak and go tell them, and I bet you they'll get behind you. So they gave me that confidence. And then as I got through, I realized that this is who the Lord made me to be. And I've been this person my whole life. So I just got to continue to do what's natural. So it's not nothing I ever got to turn on. It's just I had to learn the confidence and get that from great leaders that led me. I wouldn't say most. I think every year I got the same motivation, man. I want to be the best that I can be for the people I'm around every day. If you're not in this locker room or in this building, you don't really matter to what's going on. Your opinion doesn't. So that's how I see it, man. We got to go get our work done. But I think too, in a sense, like not motivation because that's always there, but this is the most focused, calculated, and precise that we've been in our attack to go get what we're trying to go get. Like everybody understands that it comes up to about 12 plays if you look at our season, a couple missed tackles, missed fits against Texas Tech, some bad plays and fumbles and interceptions that went whatever, some calls that could have went either way. We never put the referees at fault for what we do. Some bad misfits and tackles there. In those two games we lost, we could have had a perfect season. Could have, would have. You can say those things all day. And what we did, none of those stats, tackles, missed tackles, interceptions, turnovers, big plays, touchdowns, kick returns. You can't take a single one of them stats over this year. So I just think as a unit, man, like as a team, this is the most calculated and precise we've been. Everybody understands what the mission is. So when you go out to practice, you can see that and how people interact with each other and how people are grinding and working and how we're speaking to each other in off season and how there's more people than ever that's on their own, getting more extra work and more time meeting and treatments and we're gelling and we're meshing not because it's inorganic and we're doing it just so we can win. We're doing it because we love each other, but we know that the more that we increase the love and genuine connection we have for each other, it's only going to show better on the field. Like I wouldn't say motivation. I just think, man, this is the most calculated we've been. Everybody's aim is in the same direction for the most part, and it's always been that way. But I think it's way more calculated and it's really organic too. It's cool to be around. It's not a lot of forced fake juice. Like people really feel it, you know. So I'll say that.
We'll send it over to Joseph Duarte. Joseph.
Donovan, along those lines, a few weeks ago, Hassan was asked about this defense again wanting to be as good as it was last year. And he stopped the question and said, "We don't want to be good as last year. We want to be better." And somebody said top 10. He says, why can't we be top 5 or top 4 or even better? Is that sort of now that the defense has gotten a taste of how good you guys can be, that's sort of the motivation, the driving force to go out there and do it?
Yes. Yes. Getting a taste of, let me start here. My whole career here, we weren't playing very good defense. I got driven here to want to come here in high school after I met Coach Orlando and I met Matt Adams and I met Elandon Roberts and I met these dudes and Adrian McDonald and I watched the way they play defense. That is the reason why I wanted to come to this school. And we had some years where that was not the standard and that was not the product we put on the field. Excuse me. We're finally getting into a groove where, and it wasn't about players, and it schemed, but it wasn't about players. It was about our mentality. Like our mentality about defense was very different. Now we want to go out there and goose egg whoever we play. Like it's a difference, and so we got a taste of that, as you just alluded to. And we got a taste of that last year. We finished top 6 in total defense in the country. Like I said, none of that transfers over, so I don't even like really speaking to that. But just to give you a reference point, top 6 in the country. And we look at that top 6 we're 6 and we left all of that on the table. That's the mindset. Like, I think we can be the best in the world, the best at the school scene. Right. That's what we're trying to be when we step on the field every day. You get a taste of it, like you said. You see where you were, even with all the busts and misfits and miscommunication and lack of effort here and this and whatever happens that we gave up and we still ended up in that position, a very elite position, but we have much more eliteness, whatever if that's a word or not, to put on tape and show the world and prove to ourselves we know how good we can be. And so, yeah, like you said, getting that little taste it only make us want to go get that top spot, man, because we can be the best that the school's ever seen, best in the country. Like it's not an unattainable goal or thing to think about. Like it's really right in front of us. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I mean, if we were super uniform in our personalities, we would be very dry and we would be very bad. Like, let's start there. We'll be very bad. But like, man, we got all kind of people. We got people that from different areas of the country. So they verbiage is a little different. And they slang a little different. And it's funny, it's kind of comical. And they make jokes in this way. And this person don't really make jokes too much. And this dude kind of head on and everybody's different, you know. Man, like you got guys that are great people persons that can gel with anybody, the same dude every day, like Art Green. You got dudes like Jace Rogers, the same dude every day. He's serious and he's about his business and he's about his work and he's vocal and he gonna get after you. But he's the dude that breaks all the monotony. He gonna say something and make every person on the whole staff, coach, support staff, nutritionist, everybody gonna bust out laughing if Jay say something. That's just the person he is. And that helps us get away from all that taking ourselves too serious and help us, do our thing and really realize that we have something fortunate, like a privilege in front of us. Man, we're playing the game. Let's go be loose and have a little fun. Like, and everybody always tell me, like, man, when are we gonna see you not in this sense? And when are we gonna see you not serious and not making sure we run off the field and not barking out defensive calls too? When are we gonna see you I don't know. I mean, at some point it's gonna happen, but when I come in the building, I'm just one way. And so I'm this person and everybody can't be that or we're not gonna be successful. And so you have to have different styles of leadership and different approaches to reach different people. And so I reach people in this sense majority of the time, and then I can pull people to the side and reach them there. And Jace Rogers has a different approach. He can go get these people and he may be able to reach them who I can't reach just because they spend more time with him and he's this kind of person. And this person may be able to reach him a little bit better. And so everybody's individual uniqueness really helps us reach different people and really helps us gel tighter. So it's amazing, man. Like I love the group I get to go on the field with, for real. Let me get my words where I want them. Jamal embodies everything that we as a team is trying to be on the field as people, as a culture. He embodies that naturally. He does not have to try. The person he is every day is the person. He's going to be a great father. He's going to be a great businessman. He's going to be successful in whatever he does. He's that kind of person. He's from New Orleans too, so we from the same, that's my dog. We from the same place. So we already locked in a little different. But man, that dude makes me better. Like he's versatile, man. He can do a lot of things, but he's the same guy every day. His work ethic, nobody works harder than him, man. Like we're in the runs. I'm trying to get up there with him. He's trying to get up there with me, like making me better, like always encouraging, have a bad day or not, speaking to you, getting you right, man. He's running around the field, good energy. He brings energy wherever he goes. He's enthusiastic. He's grateful for any opportunity he gets. He doesn't complain. He just come to practice and he work, and he's really good. So you mix all those great personal things and things you can't coach with the ability that he's coachable and he can go out there and play ball. And he's a stud, man. He's one of the best I ever played with. But I love him, though, like a brother, because that man, he always there for me. Like, Jamal's a dude, great human, for real. Like, yeah, great person, for real. Okay, what do you see that? So tell me how you perceive Derek if you were just looking at him. From the outside looking in, tell me how you perceive him, man.
I mean, I perceive this guy as sort of like what Coach Doug Belk says, with relentlessness. I see him as this motor, this driver, that just sort of not only does his role in a team, but he's sort of also the and I don't take this bad, the cheerleader. I mean, he's motivator. I mean, he does a lot of that, maybe that that pep stuff that you need, that sort of inspires people. Did I get it close on him, or am I totally misreading him?
No, you're close. Yeah, a lot of things you said are accurate, but there's only one part of Derek. Man, Derek's very pure-hearted. He's an amazing dude. Like you said, competitor. Derek is I'm very grateful for every opportunity that I've been blessed with at this university. Every person I've crossed paths with, whether we play years or not, defense, offense, special teams, doesn't matter. Derek is one. Derek is one of the people that Derek's gonna be in my way. Like Derek. Like, I'm so glad I met Derek. Derek is one of the only people that we align in how we see the game. Like, we go on the field and we can talk to each other and literally get energy just from speaking to each other. Like, he can fire me, I can fire him up just from words, but he lives that every day. Like, he's going to go in the weight room and he's going to go in there and try to push his limits. He's not in the conditioning trying to make it through. He's trying to die in the conditioning. He's trying to go to the end. And when we get off the field, he's the same person. Like, if you and Derek are trying to eat, he's going to eat more than you. He's going to tell you that he's going to do that. He's going to do it. If Derek has to go stretch, he's going to go home and record a video of him hitting his mobility flow. He's going to send it to you. What are you doing? Who are you when nobody's watching? He's that person all the time. Like, he's an amazing person. So, yeah, he does the hype stuff. But a lot of times, Derek don't even really be talking. Me and Derek been talking about that for years. Like, he's a captain in his heart. He's going to be a leader wherever he goes. But he's like, man, I want to be a captain on this team. I want to be a captain on this team, but sometimes it's hard for me to be vocal, man. Like, so he'd be at practice just smashing people, running to the ball, playing with energy, juicing people up, headbutting everybody, because it's Derek, right? But the presence and the vocality, maybe it wasn't there where he wanted to. So he was humble enough to come and ask questions. He's older than me. Hey, man, like, we're going to do this, man. Like, all right, now this is my goal. Hold me to it every day. I want to become a leader and a captain on this team. And we worked through that, and man, he took it somewhere else and ran with it, man. And the results showed what it is, man. That man got voted captain, graduated. He's doing this thing, like, solid individual. But that's a part of Derek people don't see, man. Like, he ain't no dude that's too stuck in his ways to come out and ask for help, ask for assistance, or get better in any way. He just want to learn, whether it's about football or we talk about jiu-jitsu and martial arts, because I do jiu-jitsu, MMA, kickboxing. I be doing it on the side. He want to learn that. Bro, when you go to class, I'm trying to go. Derek he's a lifetime learner kind of dude. He want to take up new things and learn. And he's that kind of person, real humble in his heart, for real. Yeah. I mean, Coach Hogan knows this better than anybody. He's been a head coach for however long he's been doing it, coaching for all over the place. Great people, great places. So he knows. But teams that win are usually older teams. Guys that's been through it, understand what it takes, understand what culture needs to look like, understand what practice needs to look like, understand, like, those are the teams that usually win. Those are the teams that do well. You know, you can look across any team that wins at a high level. Those teams are pushed and backed by the backbone is their senior leadership and their older leadership and those guys. And we're at the point now where I'm 4 years into this scheme. You know, we got dudes 3-4 years into this scheme. The offense has got continuity together. They got time together. They built a real rapport over the last few years of working, talking, hanging out, going get barbecue, all that, whatever the cheese may be. Like they built that, you know. And so now that we all built that, and it's organic, like I mentioned, and it's years in, like it's that much more solidified. You know what I mean? And so it's crazy too. This is my 5th year. I'm only 21. Like I'm younger than half the dudes that's in grades younger than me. Like there's dudes on their 2nd, 3rd year and they're older than me. Like I'm the old guy, but I'm not really the, you feel me? So like it's crazy. We learn from each other, like the age thing. But I think it's just everybody's more mature. We got years in the system. Like we've had the same staff, same coaches, offense, defensive schemes, special team schemes for years now. People know the standard, and the dudes that's been here from the beginning, they can coach the guys that's just now getting here. Look, man, this is why we put it in. We do it this way from this. So now you understand it holistically. Now you may be able to do it a little better. So we have that kind of leadership and that kind of insight when it comes to plays and how we do stuff in the off season and how we do meals and this and this. And so all of that together just makes it, you know, makes the boat go a little smoother, you know. So teams like that are older and you have, you know, familiarity, like you have that in all phases, coaches, scheme wise on the field, like those are the teams that win, man. We got guys that know what it takes, guys that have been around. We can help the young dudes, help new people that's coming in. So I mean, I think we're in a great place when it comes to that. I mean, best that I've been a part of since I've been here. I mean, I got here at 17, so I was always the young dude. So I didn't understand what the older people's connection and bonding, what that was like until now I'm in their shoes. Now I understand that we the older dudes, and now we got all these people that we trying to leave it better for when we leave. So we just got to keep furthering it every day. But being an older team, that really helps.
Can you tell the difference in maturity compared to some of those, you know, early teams you were on, or you know, when you first got here?
Immaturity, we always gonna be immature. We've been in the locker room doing all kind of wild stuff. Everybody, we always gonna have that. You gotta break the hitting, banging. You gotta break that at some point. But I would say, and this is no shot on any other team I've been here, man. Every other team I've been a part of placed a premium on winning, and we had real dudes that will call you out about your stuff. We trained hard. We've never been soft here. We've never been cutting corners at all. But there's much more accountability and people welcome it. I would say that. I don't think it's immaturity. I would think there's a much higher level of accountability throughout, and people welcome getting called out and challenged at a higher level, and the responses are different because you can be held accountable and respond however way you do, but the positive response is that we can go in the right direction, that we're all collectively aiming in the same direction from being called out and from being held accountable. I think that's the biggest difference. I'd say that, yeah.